But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to hear from Jeanna Fullard. Let's give her a hand, a good applause.
Hello, ladies. How are you all this evening? Y'all can get that. Y'all eat food is good, I know. All right. Well, I just want to once again also thank my beautiful cousin Nicole. She's the CEO of Angel Industries, and she's put together this wonderful event for everyone tonight. Let's give her one more round of applause. And I just also want to thank her for having me here to be able to provide motivation and empowerment for you all tonight. She betrayed me. He hurt me. They didn't support me. These are just a few statements that many of us are used to hearing. In order to heal, one must deal. Yes. Healing of any kind comes from facing an issue head on. Betrayal, as defined by society, is to lead astray, to fail or desert, especially in a time of need. I once had a good girlfriend who I considered to be more like a sister girl to me. We did just about everything together, from shopping to traveling. We also did things for one another effortlessly and just because. Then one day, I was involved in a physical altercation with the man I was dating. This man, who I adored and loved, actually physically hurt me. My good girlfriend was there to witness it and assisted in breaking it up. After the fight was over and the physical damage was done, it was time to deal with the emotional damage. After such an incident, I just knew that my good girlfriend would be there to encourage me through such a difficult time and to uplift my spirits. But to my dismay and surprise, she didn't communicate with me hardly at all and ended up becoming a closer friend to the man than what she was to me. Wow. It happens, ladies. It was most disappointing because I felt traded and abandoned. This was a major betrayal and something that I felt her and I could never come back from. When someone betrays you, it takes a piece of you to change your trajectory on life. None of us ever want to feel blindsided or that another individual has one-upped us. From this situation, I learned the power of an apology. An apology allows a person to acknowledge where they may have done wrong, reestablish trust with those who were hurt, and take actions to avoid the behavior in the future. Hurt, as defined by society, is to inflict physical pain, to do substantial or mental harm to, and to cause emotional pain or anguish. Also detrimental. As the old folks say, that man put a hurting on me. When you truly love someone, you truly never really stop loving them. You just learn how to navigate through life without them. That's right. A few years ago, I met another guy who I thought at the time was the man of all my prayers, hopes, and dreams. He was charming, a leader, financially stable, family-oriented, and supported my endeavors. Which for someone like me is really big because I have a really big personality, also known as an alpha female. So when you meet a man that's not, too prideful to let you shine, it's a wonderful and a beautiful thing. Oh, and back to this guy, and let's not forget, he was handsome, well-dressed, and bedroom blessed. His energy was an entire vibe, the kind where you still get butterflies on the 9th and the 10th date. We enjoyed much time together, even discussed the long-term future and becoming engaged and married. I met his friends and he met mine as well. Then came what is known to women as our gift, but also our curse, that darn intuition of ours. My intuition told me to just check one additional thing that I didn't check when I did the initial background check on him. Absolutely. When you have children and you're looking to build a life, especially because I have a daughter and she's my absolute world. So I think if you're going to bring someone into your life, you got to know who you're dealing with. These people are crazy. And crazy meaning, a little bit crazy, a lot crazy, but they're crazy. So you got to know what you're working with.
What type of crazy?
Right, you got to know the type of crazy. That's most important. Like I said, you got a little bit crazy, a whole lot of crazy, and just crazy that I'm not even going to deal with.
Crazy is crazy.
That's right. Yeah, so turns out when I did the additional background check, it turned out that the man of my dreams, hopes, and aspirations was married. It happens, y'all. It happens. I was so angry and devastated, I couldn't even move for several minutes. I had to sit on my hands, y'all, to refrain from flipping everything over in the daggone room. I was so livid. I didn't even want to talk to him, see this man, anything. Luckily, during this time, he was out of town visiting family and not within my reach, because I'm pretty sure we know what him. Of course, he called me many times over the weekend, but I was so hurt and didn't want to face the music or even speak to him. It was during the weekend in 2016 that I decided that I was done with him. I refused to allow another individual to put me in a space where they could incite hurt upon me. So the weekend ends and Sunday comes, and he's still calling and texting while I'm still ignoring him. He returns to town and immediately comes to my home. I wasn't at home when he arrived, so of course he's texting, asking me, where am I, and advising that he isn't leaving until I talk with him. So we finally talked, and I shared with him what I discovered. That man sat there and looked at me like I was a ghost. He was so shocked that I knew. Of course, he questioned how I found out, and he was surprised to know that I was able to retrieve the information via public records. Yes. He gave me the spiel about how he didn't tell me because he didn't want to lose me, and he knew I wouldn't understand, and blah, 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 blah. He also wanted to know what he needed to do to fix it and was willing to do whatever it took. The only resolution for me clearly would have been for him to get a divorce. But I honestly shouldn't even have given him the chance or the opportunity to fix it because he had already shown himself to be deceitful and inconsiderate.
Right.
Sometimes we hold on to toxic people not for us, but for them. We think we can change them, help them, mold them, or even heal them. But in the end, the Creator always positions those who position themselves. When we know better, we absolutely do better. You have got to get to a place where you are comfortable enough and believe in people when they show you who they are the very first time.
Amen.
Too often do we try to paint a different picture or make excuses for others thinking that we are helping them, but in actuality, we are doing them a disservice by enabling them.
Yes.
In love, we don't always get to pick who we love, but we can always choose how we love. They did not support me. Support, as defined by Webster, is to bear all or part of the weight of, hold up to, give assistance to, especially financially, unable to function, or act as if so. So if we start a business, we purchase our new home, we have a baby, or achieve a goal, we're looking for those who are near and dear to our hearts to do what? Support us, absolutely. To support is to empower. When we don't support each other, we often open up an arena for disappointment, failure, and often inadequacy. Because when you're not supported, you feel like, oh, I can't do it. You lose your sense of hope, you lose your way. So it's very important to support and empower each other. In the movie, The Color Purple, Sophia stated all her life she had to fight. Well, for me, all my life, I had to work. Beginning at the age of 10, strong work ethic and entrepreneurship were instilled in me from working at my family's restaurant. And for y'all who don't know me, it's the Yellow Bowl restaurant, so many good food. Yes, many good food. And during my later years, entering into high school, I entered into the corporate America world. I went to work for major corporations such as Verizon, First Union National Bank, Deloitte, and NXP Semiconductors. Also held several roles within the nonprofit sector as well. Because of my proficiency and leadership skills, I was often promoted into roles and received several awards and accolades. I knew human resources was a path for me in 2004 when I was shown by the Creator what my calling was. I knew I was called to be the motivation and empowerment for others as well as to share light and love. So from this, I set a career plan, which was to work my way up the ladder to become a director of human resources. With diligence and furthering my education, I was able to achieve the roles of HR business partner, HR journalist, and HR manager. In my most recent role as HR manager, I felt accomplished, but I also felt undervalued. There were many times when the platform manager and I did not agree on decisions to be made for the platform, and she simply refused to come to a happy medium. She acted as if it was her way or the highway. As one could imagine, this became very frustrating and caused tension amongst us. Then there was an incident where one of her managers made a racial comment towards me, and when discussed with her, she never took the appropriate steps for corrective action. There were several other discriminatory and harassing incidents that occurred over several months. But the last straw for me was when I told my boss what was happening, and she didn't even support me. She didn't even look thoroughly into the situation. It was almost as if I was talking to a brick wall. At this moment, I knew it was it for me. I can no longer continue to come into a workplace where I'm being harassed, retaliated against, and simply not supported. I would feel anxiety from the moment I woke up knowing I had to go into the office with such unpleasant people. In my heart, I knew I had reached the end of the road with them, and I received my confirmation. So just as clear as the sky's blue, I drafted my resignation letter to my boss and ended up exiting the company on the very same day. By the time I had gotten to the parking lot to get into my car, I felt an instant sense of relief and completion. When I left that job, I didn't have another day-to-day corporate America position lined up. All I had was my career development service business, which I was only working part-time and on an as-needed basis. Stepping out on faith will give you the courage to take your biggest step yet. As women, we must remember that we have authentic power. Anyone want to guess what authentic power is? Making it work? Okay, very close. So authentic power is the kind of power that can never be taken from you when your personality serves your soul. Because of our intentions determine our outcome. Do everything with intention. For me, Maya Angelou gives the best description of my intention in life when she states, "My mission in life is to merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion and some compassion, some humor and some style. Our true reward in life comes when we are able to touch others. Your life gets better when you can share it with someone else. If you want to be a woman who shifts the room when you enter it, or be known for delivering resolutions and not excuses, simply be an empowered woman who empowers other women. Never be afraid to lift a fellow sister crown when she's down, or give her kudos even when she's up. And I shall conclude with this. There is direction after every disappointment, and the direction starts with you."
All right. Don't you bring me down.